Chainlink price update for Monday, November 25th. So great weekly close. We're going to get into it. What do we expect in the near term and the long term? We're going to look at high price targets as well. Chainlink update for this week ahead. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want more help navigating this cycle, want more content from a level 1 CMT like myself, consider subscribing through Patreon. You get access to our private Telegram alerts group, and we keep you up to date with a lot of extra videos and more teachings in there. So weekly chart, a nice close above right at $18. Coincidentally, that wiped out all of our steps. From our last video, we're looking for baby steps. We stood up and started running. So a monster weekly candle out of Chainlink, 30% confirmed as of last week to the upside button. Right now, we are at another step, a big step. The 786 on the macro from our high in March, previous swing high resistance at the 786 back in May. And guess where we are now? So don't be surprised if we hesitate here a little bit. Could be this week, could be next week as well. If we move back down, ideally, we'd want to hold around this 618. So 1530, roughly, or thereabouts. Given the weekly close this time, you can watch this EMA 8, the red line. This will likely update to around that level. 1530, 1550, something in there. You'd want to be holding just like we did back here. If we see a volatile red week, potentially this week, we're going to also look at total 3 market cap, which is your altcoins. We're going to kind of look at potentially alt season here in a minute. So if we move down, we're looking to hold the EMA 8. Strong moves tend to do that. And strong 30% weekly candle, followed by previously a 30% weekly candle in Chainlink, right? Nice move out. From our $10 low to our high is 90% move just over 2 weeks. So can we take 2 steps up and 1 step down? Sure. That's how you continue moves. When you start to get a little bit too frothy, right? It's back-to-back green and green and green. That's when we're looking for like end of cycle potentials. When we start to get up to, 1618s, 2618s, right? That's what we're looking at. But for now, Chainlink is just looking to get going, right? And a good sign, right? 786 quickly is a good move. So if we move back down, right? No concern. You're looking at the 618, 1550, and or the EMA 8. Those are 2 rock solids. If you want to buy more, right? That's kind of where you would typically do it, right? I don't forecast going back below that. We shouldn't be doing that. Certainly, worst case scenario, if Chainlink closes back below this range high and this range high, that would be a warning sign. So back under $15, $14, then we can start to kind of reanalyze our thoughts here, right? You always want to, where are you wrong, right? You want to know that. But the Bollinger Bands are set up for strength here. So at most, I would see a kind of a throwback bullish retest of around mid-15s or so, okay? So even on the daily chart, if we zoom way in here, right, strong uptrend, holding, again, that EMA 21, right? As long as you're not closing below that yellow line, the EMA 21 on any chart, the odds are up. So that you can see the 618 here, that zone, same zone, 786, 1830, right? That's kind of range highs, typical, right? Previous range high. No big deal. Oftentimes, you're going to find hesitation where you're previously held hesitation. So no big deal here. If we come down on the daily, ideally, we'd like to close the EMA 8, but you can see this 21 EMA rising to this zone. We'll likely hold that. So watch that 21 EMA. It's 1480 right now, as you can see up here, and rising day over day. So watch that, and that will adjust as the week progresses. We'll try to make another Chainlink video before Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving week to those in America. Pretty much thereabouts. Okay, so weekly link, that's where we're looking at for the macro to the high side. Could we still get up to $43? Yeah, fully expected, right? Not only to get that, but that's just like spit on it. We're looking for much higher than that, right? We're looking for the 2618, probably at a minimum. I think most people would start to get a little bit more excited there, but that's still, we're just over 10 billion market cap for Chainlink. Could we potentially still 6x? Of course. Could Chainlink be 100 billion market cap? Of course. Like, name another project more important than Chainlink, right? I'll wait. Okay, so having said that, 1618 for the birds. 2618, yeah. Could we go even higher? Well, yeah, we've looked at it in previous videos, but if you've never seen it before, like our macro from last peak, this is rough, quick math here, but it's over 200, right? The 1618 up here, 225, could we potentially still get up there? Well, from current prices, roughly here, we're still looking at, 12x? Just over 12x? It's certainly still possible, right? Not out of, we're not calling for a $2 trillion market cap here, okay? So having said that, speaking about market caps, let's go look at altcoin market cap. For those of you that are still here and want to see a little bonus here, had a request from a longtime follower to look at, potential altcoins and where we could potentially top out at and where we are in the altcoin cycle. And this is the kind of stuff we talk about in our Telegram group all the time. I posted this morning looking at Total 3, which is altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum in the top 125, and looking at where we are in the cycle. If we have our Bollinger Bands on here, look at the note also. I know this looks a little busy, right? Try to read between the lines here. Keep up. Look at this move, right? We're leaving previous phase and starting phase 3 in my book. And phase 3 is usually the final phase. So if you go look at Bitcoin, you could look at phases, right? But consolidation, I think we're rhyming with this move here, right? We left all previous highs and we put in a multi-week move outside the upper Bollinger Band. And we threw back after consolidation. We could easily do that here. We could go up to the 1618. That'd be great if we just hesitate here for this week and maybe go up next week. But when we do have a move down, we could potentially look at a move down to previous highs, right? Let me draw your attention to these wicks here and these wicks here, right? These wicks here and these wicks here. So do I think we're near an end to alts? No, I think we're still just getting started. And in fact, I think that the altcoin market cap, this Total 3, will likely go all the way up here. At least 2 trillion, but we need to, recognize where we are here. If we get to the 2618, we're at all-time highs, but I think we're at least looking at probably the 1618 before we get too nervous. Previous cycles have tended to hit this high as far as like getting overextended. So I would imagine we knock on the door of around 3 trillion. And until then, like, this is for the top 125. So that would still mean Solana, some of the ultra high market caps can still potentially 3x from here. If you have under, $10 billion market cap, why couldn't you do exponentially higher, right? Why couldn't Chainlink hit $100, $200? Potentially could, right? Looking at this chart. So the 1618, if we consolidate, right, and move down here, if we just take a couple of weeks off, it would be healthy. 15, 20% move down for altcoins leaves plenty of room on the backside to still get up to these zones. And I would, in fact, kind of bet on it here in the next, doesn't mean it has to happen this week, but if we find some consolidation, we could very well be here and then go to our 1618 next week. But if we start to move down, we're watching the EMA 8, we're watching these previous range highs, and that would probably be your best time to load up on alts. If you're Bitcoin heavy, maybe you wait here. Maybe we're looking for a Bitcoin dominance top, right? I think we're close if we're not already getting it. And then once we move back down, I think that's probably alt's final kind of slingshot move. And then we're going to likely rip to the upside again in altcoin wide here. So this is Total 3. And I mean, just look at the massive move over the past couple of weeks. Now flirting with range highs from 2021 and still, in my opinion, just getting started before we, ripped a multi-trillion-dollar market cap for alts. So that's that. Let's get to our quote of the day. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent. How profound. Speaking of piece of the continent, I'll take this piece of Aston Martin DB12. You can have it in this spectacular green, Aston Martin's best color, in my opinion. Or you get it in the convertible for a slightly higher price tag. Boring gray, though. I don't think I could do a supercar in gray. Every other car, it's okay. Silver. My first car was silver. Supercars and hypercars, leave silver out of it. We're going to need something better than that. All right. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I'll see you in, hopefully, Telegram. Try it out. If you don't like it, you can just drop off. No hard feelings. A lot of people have been in there for a long time. Find a lot of value in it. So hope to see you there. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video. And that's all I got for you. Happy Aston Martin. Happy Chainlink.